Hey everybody, I'm Chad Newton and I'm in the woods again. I come here every once in a while to clear my head and to just reflect on my life. And I wanted to share with you that I wanted to thank the parents of lesbian and gay children, parents of LGBT children. And the reason I want to do this is because, so recently I had the opportunity to speak to a group of parents at the PFLAG meeting in Philadelphia. And PFLAG means Parents for Lesbians and Gays. And I took the opportunity to thank them for their efforts and for their acceptance of their children. Now, that may not seem much to people who don't have children who are gay, or it may not seem much to people who are not gay or LGBTQ or what have you. But I have to say that from my personal experience, if it wasn't for the acceptance of my family, I may not be here today. And if it wasn't for the acceptance of other people who are LGBTQ and their families, then they may not be here today. I tried to kind of convey that to the parents there, and I got a little emotional because it kind of hit me that, if I had not had that support from my family, then I may not be with you. So I do want to thank the parents of lesbians, gays, transgenders, bisexuals, all of that. Gay children, just gay meaning in general, LGBT, who are rejected by their families are more likely to commit suicide. And thankfully that didn't happen to me. But it happens to a lot of people still, and it certainly happened a lot more when I was a younger person growing up. I used to read about it. I used to read research documentation about that phenomenon. And what happens for a lot of gay people is that, as they're growing up, 10, 11, 12, some of them start to realize that they're LGBT, and then they may reveal that to their families, or the family may just find out somehow, just from the actions of that child. And sometimes those children get thrown out onto the street or rejected, or, they just, somehow the family says, you don't belong here anymore. And I find that to be very disheartening to know that that happens to people. And those children end up going to homeless shelters. They end up seeking some comfort from people that they really have no business hanging out with. And then they end up being strays in the street, and then they end up getting hooked on drugs and prostitution. So that is not something, obviously, that a child should go through, but it still happens now to people who are LGBT. And so I wanted to say thank you to the parents of lesbians and gays who have not rejected their children and who continue to support their children. It is incumbent upon the parents of those children to accept them for who they are and to help them deal with whatever they're going through. And I want to say thumbs up to people like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union for accepting their trans child. And, that's just a beautiful thing to see all the time. And so thank you to those parents who support their gay children.